Hello, welcome back again. So we are in June. If you're following me and you're coming back every month, I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'm giving you information that's going to be helpful for you. Just to introduce myself really quick, my name is Leo Orzhel. I'm a broker owner of Realty Max. Primarily we service North County. We've done things outside of it quite a bit, but like I said, primarily I tried to focus here and San Marcos specifically. So I like knowing the product. I like knowing the population, the people, because it makes it much easier for me to serve my clients. All right. So let's talk about overall market, right? Overall market. If you have received the newsletter, and you should have already by now, you have one of those things. It's coming out. Let me just make myself a little smaller here. This newsletter here. So as you can see, overall, the market, the listings are continuing to climb. There's more listings on the market. And if you followed me last month, I mentioned to you that there was about 30% more listings. We're up a little higher than that at this point because not all the homes sell. So the inventory is up definitely. And I kind of gave you my 2 cents about it, why I thought it was the issue. And again, from my point of view, the reason for that is number one, affordability. We have a lot of people who bought many years ago and they're locked in into very low rates, so it doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody be selling now, right? They have a 3% rate. If you look at inflation, it's almost free money. And what I'm seeing is people have overextended themselves in terms of spending. The inflation has really peaked in many cases, and people have really overextended themselves. And where before they were able to kind of tap into their equity by refinancing, that option is no longer available, primarily because rates are high. And since we're talking about the rates, why don't we go ahead and take a look at it right now. At this point, as we're looking at this, the rates are somewhere right near 7%. So things haven't changed much, as you can see. We had a bit of a drop, and this was in September of 2024. We went down to 6% more or less, and now we're just staying 6.95, and now we're 6.84. So again, we're going to be at 7% rate. Now, as if you heard me talk before, you already know that I don't think there's going to be any kind of decreases on rates, because if you understand, rates go down, price is going to shoot up. So I think they're really trying to hold that steady and not really create more inflation when it comes to real estate, because most of it is unaffordable right now. Because ultimately, if expenses like homeowners policies go up, and they're probably going to go up in California because of all the fires. If other things go up, a lot of people who are on fixed income, even though they have low interest, will end up having to sell because they have no other option. They can't afford the house before. In fact, I got quite a few calls last month from people letting me know that they're stretched. The insurance has gone up from $1,500 a year up to $3,000 or $4,000 a year. So all those things kind of impinge on people to have no option but to sell and move maybe to a different area, wherever it takes them. I have some people that have moved to Italy this month. So it's all over the place when it comes to that. But as you can see, the rates are still right around 7%. That's not going away anytime soon. So I just want you to understand that. So let me jump back to my newsletter. Let me see, pop this up real quick. Okay, so as you can see here, if you go to Santa Fe Hills, so I split it Santa Fe Hills and Discovery Hills around that area because we have other communities there. But I want to make sure that you have kind of a bird's eye view of this, so you can actually see what's going on in the market, because both communities, although they're in different areas, are similar. For example, Santa Fe Hills recently added three neighborhoods. They've added Ridgeview, they've added Foothills, they've added Skylark. So all those communities, I think it's about 200 homes or so, have lifted up the median price for the area. As you can see here, if you look at just that, average sold price was $1,125,000, 25 days on a market average. We had about 20 listings, 21 active at this point, 7 homes have sold. Now, I want to point this out to you right here. If you actually want to see all the homes that sold, in the last 30, 60 days, all you have to do is scan this, and we'll take you to a page that has all that information for you. Okay? If you jump over to Discovery Hills, and that includes Discovery Hills, Tesoro, Rancho Tesoro, Rosemont, and Bonavita, as you can see, the average sold price is slightly higher, but not a lot. $1,144,000 about 25 days in the market. There's about 18, actually now it's 19, I look today, active listings, and 5 have sold. So as you can see, the absorption rate for both are about 7 and 5 relatively. So if you look at 25, 18 listings in a market, think about how long will it take for the market to absorb all of them. So if you're selling about 5 a month, it will take about 3 months to absorb all of them. Makes sense? And here, same thing, 7 times 321. So we have 3 months of inventory, more or less. That's without any other listings coming on the market. That's really important to understand. So what's really important is to be strategic, because a lot of homes that are strategically priced, strategically marketed, are selling very quickly. And the homes that are not priced well, and they start this whole chase down the hill, are either not selling, expire, or taking off the market. Because again, it's really important to have the right agency or right agent for yourself, because a lot of people don't understand what an agent does. And I was thinking about it, and sometimes, somehow I bring in surgeons. Sometimes, everybody has the same education, same residency, but one does much better work, better outcome than another one. And if you ever had your blood drawn, or if you ever had an IV put in, some people just have such a light hand. When they do it, you can barely feel it, and some really hurt you. So real estate is kind of the same thing. You're hiring a person who has knowledge, ability to do something, and understanding of the market forces, how they work. And ultimately, I'm going to say this again, I'm going to have a video on it separately. It's really important to get your home sold the first weekend. And that's the whole idea of this weekend program right here. And I have a guarantee on it. So let's see right here. Selling one weekend, multiple offers up to 15% more. And it's right here. Pop this up for you. Selling one weekend. So this is a weekend program. If you go to this page, in72.com, there's a few testimonials now from people who've used it. People are very happy. It makes their life so much easier. And ultimately, and the most important part of all this is those people end up walking away with a premium for their home, because we're able to take all this demand and focus it on their property, because we have supply, demand, can't control the supply. As you can see, we have about 3 months supply, but we have a way of actually pulling demand towards you. In this weekend, we able to get all the buyers in, create this competitive environment. And because people see other people wanting the property, we have social validation, social proof. We have scarcity. We have all those components necessary to give you something that other agents can give you. And that's sell your home for a premium and do it in the most efficient way possible. So like I said, if you want more information, you can always go to in72. I believe there should be some kind of right there. There's I'm not sure, right here, there's a QR code. You're more than welcome to go ahead, scan it, and go from there. Now, I'm going to have 2 separate videos, and if you go to Santa Fe Hills and Discovery Hills, I'm going to have a video kind of breaking down all the listings so you can see it. But so you can see right now, let me bring it in very clearly here. As you can see here, this is the averages, and you can always find this on this page right here. You can always find right here. So this is the average data for Santa Fe Hills. This is average data for Discovery Hills. Another thing I want to kind of mention to you, I have a great report, how to sell your home in a changing market. We are in a changing market, and it's really important to get things dialed in immediately, because if you don't do it, and a lot of, like I said, I have sellers not listening to me, they end up going with someone else, and I'm seeing the home selling for way, way below where it could have, because they just don't get it. And that's okay. If you don't get it, like anybody else, you pay with money, your own cash. So my job, ultimately, working with anyone, is to maximize their equity. You've been there, you've lived there, and you want to get the most amount of money for your house, and you want to do it in the most efficient way. And that's what I provide. But be that as it may, some people are still kind of not getting it. In fact, I met with someone a couple of weeks ago now, and they were telling me, they were showing a video where all those people are coming in, and this is not an open house. This is an event. And she was saying to me, I don't want all those people in my house. I said, look, do you want to sell the house? And the best way to do this is to get this kind of activity in your property. And what it was clear to me, they were really not ready to sell the property. They still had an attachment to the property. So it's an issue. Your home is a commodity. You're trying to get the most money for it, and you have to do it the best way possible. So really keep this in mind. So what else do I want to cover really quick here before I cut this off? Let's see. So this right here, concierge program, a lot of people are asking me about it, because a lot of people have equity in the house, but they really don't have the money to do small repairs, right? Whatever needs to be done, maybe painting, maybe some updating, small updating. For most part, I can tell you, most people are not going to do too much, because if you're doing anything over basic painting, maybe some landscaping, whatever, right, inside the house, it's a huge undertaking. Most of the time you're going to end up moving out of the house, and most sellers don't want to do that or don't have the tolerance for that, because anything over 50,000 requires a lot of work, a lot of inconvenience, and that's why a lot of times we don't offer more than that. But sometimes painting the house inside outside, getting some highlights there, getting some staging stuff going to really make your home look pretty is all you need to get the home and get the highest price. Now, if you need to do over 50,000 on your home, 70,000, I can tell you that most sellers, homeowners are not going to do it. It's just too much money for them, and that's why we're offering this like a cash offer program. Some people want to sell as is. We've had two last couple of months. People are really, really happy because what ends up happening, we get them actually last time we got them 6 offers. And because we were able to get 6 offers, it doesn't matter where they're coming from, either regular buyer or investors. When buyers compete, there's only one winner. So we're able to put all those offers on the table and negotiate the best thing for the seller. And that's why when sellers just call the companies, they see advertising, we'll give you a cash offer, they're dealing with this one individual. We're able to bring 3, 4, 6 people in and really bump up your price a lot and make it more convenient for you to do so. Because I can tell you, if you're going to be spending $100,000 on your home, you're a very, very rare individual. Number one is the flippers or people who do this, they can get a much smaller price to do the project because they have their own people, they have the connections, they have the resources. What costs them maybe $100,000 is going to cost you probably $150,000. So a lot of times, maybe you want me to come over to kind of take a look at your property and kind of give you some guidance so you know exactly what you want to do. So with that, I'm going to close. Today is the 17th, and I'm recording this in the morning. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you are looking to sell, you probably want to get in contact with me sooner versus later so we can strategize marketing, we can strategize price, kind of figure out what needs to be done, and we'll kind of take it from there. Okay, so if you need to contact me, I'll go ahead and flash this again, although you probably have this already. And feel free to give me a call. Most of the time I'll pick up the phone and I'll have a quick conversation with you, and we'll go from there. Thank you again for watching this.